In today's video, we are going to cover a small topic, grouping of ledgers in Tally software. Look at this, why do you need to group your ledgers? And it will help you speed up your audits and MIS reporting. Let's look at the software now. This is indirect expenses, where we have created a few accounts. This is the multi-master. Hello everyone, I'm Hakeemuddin from Sefi Computers. We are a company based in Dubai since 2011, providing accounting, ERP and IT solutions. We have been doing certain videos on the features and functionalities of Tally software and the customizations we have built around it. In today's video, we are going to cover a small topic on the grouping of ledgers in Tally software. This would be an intermediary level video wherein we assume that you already have the basics and the understanding of how creating of ledger works in the software. And then we will look at a tool which we have developed which will help you with your MIS reporting by preparing detailed reports for your trial balance, profit and loss and balance sheet. So let's look at this. Why do you need to group your ledgers? So let's look at that point first. So we have got certain advantages of grouping our ledgers. First of them is a structured reporting way, which can help you organize your information in a structured manner. Grouping can help you with your comparison analysis by providing clarity of your financial data, and it will also help you with your compliance and decision making. So if you're a company which is falling under certain rules and compliances which you need to adhere to, so you can group your ledgers based on that requirement also. How does our tool work? It helps you save time by preparing, let's say, one detailed report as compared to preparing multiple reports and combining them. And it will help you avoid certain level of manual intervention with your reporting, and it will help you speed up your audits and MIS reporting functions. Now let's say look at these options today. First, we will try to look at the reports in Tally with your simple ledger creation. Then we are going to create a group and organize our existing ledgers in those groups, and then we will have a look at detailed MIS report by default, how it's going to appear in the software. And in the end, we can have a look at activating the add-on tool and looking at the reports after the activation of that tool. So let's look at the software now. Okay, so we are in Tally accounting software. We have logged in with administrative rights here, and we are going to look at the chart of accounts and our ledgers. We are going to focus on one specific segment, which is indirect expenses, where we have created a few accounts for demonstration purposes. Now, when I look at the standard reporting in the software, if I go to the profit and loss, this is my summarized report, and I can look at a detailed report using this option. Here I can see all those indirect expenses appearing there in a chronological order. So obviously I have got canteen, electricity, medical, then rent, then repairs and salaries, etc. Now you can imagine a list where you are creating 50 or 100 different types of expenses to be tracked. So that list will be pretty long. Now similarly, you look at the balance sheet where you have got, let's say, a detailed view wherein you can see that, okay, you have got, for example, sundry creditors here, sundry debtors here, but you do not know what is inside it. So if you wanted to see, you will have to go by hitting the enter key on your keyboard, and then you will see the details or more accounts related to that particular group. And finally, if I go to my trial balance, here also if I look at the detailed report, I can see that all my indirect expenses are listed here. Now this is my default report. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create now groups. We will create two groups for this example. One we will call it staff expenses, which will be part of my indirect expenses, and the second one I'm going to add office and administration expense, and this will also be part of my indirect expense. Now I have got certain ledgers here. So if I go to alter, look at a ledger, so canteen for example, which is currently grouped under indirect expenses, I want to change that grouping and put it under office and admin. So I can do that. This is one by one, we can go ahead and do this, or alternatively you can go to your chart of accounts, look at your ledgers and use the multi-masters functionality for altering multiple ledgers in one shot. So let's look at our indirect expense group. Now here we have got electricity and water grouped under office, medical insurance under staff, rent under office, repairs, salaries, staff expenses. Once this is done, I will accept it to make the changes, save them. Now going back to my standard report in the software, if I look at the profit and loss and I look at the detailed view, now I see two heads here. One of them is office and admin expense, which is 1,300. So if I wanted to see what is part of it, and I can go one level inside and I can look at all the ledgers which are part of this particular group. Similarly, my staff expenses. So this has helped me organize my certain type of expenses in one particular group. Same thing for the trial balance. Now for the trial balance also, now instead of looking at all the ledger accounts, I can see those groups under which these accounts are already grouped. Now what happens here is with this, yes, you get the functionality that you are able to group your accounts, so it becomes much more neater and much more presentable. But if you have to look at the detailed view and if you want to see what is part of this one and if you want to add it to the report, you have to do it separately. So you will go here, export this, and then maybe merge these two reports for your presentation. Now with our add-on, we are going to enable it now. And then we are going to look at the same reports again. So if I go to my profit and loss in detail, now with this add-on, what happens is I can see the summary, yes, indirect expense office, and then it gets broken down to the ledger accounts which are part of this group. So I can see that, okay, this office and admin is made up of what ledger accounts. What are those amounts? They are, let's say, subtotal to office and admin, and then again there is a subtotal to indirect expense. So this is the advantage. Similarly, if I look at my balance sheet, under sundry creditors, I had to drill down to see what is part of my sundry creditors, but now in the report itself, I can see it very easily. And for the trial balance, even here I can have an expanded view of my ledgers. So if my chart of accounts gets broken down, and in a hierarchical manner, I can see all my accounts ledgers and I can see the amounts pertaining to those. So this is what the tool can do. This is the functionality of using the grouping with your ledgers in Tally accounting software. The same thing has been highlighted here in our presentation, where we can see that, okay, this is the default profit and loss account in my system, and this is the customized one where I can see details for each and every head that I have created in the system. Similarly for my balance sheet, and the same applies for the trial balance. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you've liked the video, please like it on YouTube, LinkedIn, wherever you're viewing it, and please share it with your colleagues. Thank you and have a wonderful day.